Good morning, guys. This is Rachel Haney with Cireia again, and I wanted to take this opportunity to interview one of our Cireia members, David Rossi. And I'm really excited to introduce you to him today because I want to just take this opportunity to share with you guys why Cireia is so essential if you're in real estate investing to be a part of. So go ahead, David, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is David Rossi. I'm a member of Cireia, as Rachel stated. I've been in the Indianapolis area for about just over 2 years and moved from the West Coast. And I joined Cireia just to meet people who are interested in real estate investments, and it's been great.
Great. Thanks for
I can
sharing
elaborate if you would like.
that. So I know you and my husband are actually buddies and chit chat a lot, quite a bit. I had overheard him talking to you about some incredible sales that you just had for some of your rental properties. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so one of the best things about Cireia is the networking and the people that you meet who are like-minded, who are interested in similar things, or even get you spark an interest in something that you didn't even know about. And so through Cireia, I got connected with ProSource Wholesale, which sells a variety of materials for rehab work. And I bought from them. They had a huge sale a couple weeks ago, a lot of tile and flooring material at prices that are very, very competitive.
Yeah.
So, and they have a whole great selection. It's near Castleton. Oh, that's the closest one to me. They have a bunch of locations, and they have a showroom, and they have people, staff that help kind of with a lot of things. They have a lot of great resources for you to take advantage of, and the prices for the materials are hard to beat on most of the things that you would be buying for a rehab.
Great. Is that an annual sale that they have going on, and you have to be a member, correct, in order to have access?
You have to be a ProSource member, but I think there was a discount, or they gave a free membership for being a member of Cireia. It's like if they try, I think it's like $20 or $25 a year, but it's worth. I mean, I was buying materials at $1 a square foot for some really nice tile and like just things that prices you just can't really find places. So it's worth it. But a lot of companies that advertise with Cireia usually give some kind of deal or discount a lot of times for being a Cireia member. That's just one of the many reasons why Cireia has been great. So yeah.
Yeah. So from what you're telling me, if you are buying rental property and you're just trying to fix it up, so that this is great for people who are landlords or wanting to be landlords, doing fix or flips, or even some
Yes.
do-it-yourself stuff. This is well worth
Totally.
the membership.
So what's interesting is I went there with my wife and to buy the materials, and while I was buying, she was browsing, and inevitably we found stuff that we want to do and put in our own house. So you have things that are for flips, for rentals, and things that you want to put in your own home. So the offerings are pretty wide, and what you would, because you're typically going to put a little nicer stuff in a flip versus a rental, and they have a lot of stuff. I feel like this is plugging them hard, but they've been great for what they have.
That's great. And I know I've seen you at multiple of the events around. So I know I try to give you a high five or hug whenever I see you there. But what in the past 6 months to a year that you've been a member, what would you say is some of the most well-known or the most enjoyable for you, and the ones that you've gotten to take away from the most?
So the monthly meetings have been really helpful. I'm kind of bummed every time when I have a conflict and I can't actually make the meeting. But I try to prioritize that every month, and it's worth doing. That's been great because you see a lot of familiar faces. You get to, swap stories about what's going on with your real estate, and so that's always great. But really, the biggest thing that stood out to me in the last, I'd say, 12 months was in January, they had the annual conference.
Mhm.
And that was, I think that was the State RIA
Mhm. Yeah.
conference.
Yep. The Indiana.
But it was here in Indianapolis at the Cireia location. And I am so happy I went to that. That has been just, and I'll give you an example. I met, there's Surplus City Liquidators. They sell
Mhm.
HVAC materials. They were there. And one of the rental properties that I purchased needed a new HVAC system, and uh, reached out to them to get a quote, and along with other companies that sell the same, water heater, furnace, that kind of thing, and cost savings. I mean, the prices that at this one company that had a booth at the State RIA conference was just it was really great to see and to leverage the networking that you have,
Mhm.
and for executing on builds, on rehabs or flips, any kind of real estate move you do. It's been that was probably the best thing, and then the speakers were great too.
Mhm.
So
That's great. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I guess the last thing I can just ask you, is this something you feel you're going to continue doing? Um, it sounds like it offers many benefits, but do you see yourself as a real estate investor continuing to get memberships because it's so valuable and provides so much education and network? Is it something that you see yourself continuing?
I mean, yeah, 100%. I think in the real estate, it's such an interesting field to play in, because everyone has different, like, tactics and strategies,
Hmm.
and ways to play the game that you just didn't even realize. And
Yeah.
so, but as a member of Cyria, I'm going to 100%. I think if you invest in the Indianapolis area,
Hmm.
you need to be a member of Cyria.
Hmm.
It's too valuable not to. And even back, you just made me think of the Surplus City Liquidators. When I bought the HVAC system, because I was a member of Cyria, I got a discount that paid for the cost of the annual membership.
Wow, that's
So
amazing.
the membership has already paid for itself.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
there's things like that
Mhm.
that are just, they're too valuable.
Mhm.
If
Great.
you, yeah, you have to be a member. It's
Yeah.
that simple.
Yeah. I think if you're a serious real estate investor, or if you're somebody that's just on the fence, I mean, I know personally, like I'm very nitpicky as to where our money goes. And even for people who are just starting, and it's like, oh, where do I want to spend my money? Because you have to be wise. You don't just want to, just throw everything away. But I would have to say, if you're just starting or if you're on the fence, I mean, it would be almost foolish to not get this, because it just accelerates the process so much faster through the networks. And honestly, I don't want to be biased, but I feel like the Cyria community is just so close, and they want everybody to succeed. Because
Yes, and that's the biggest part. And I think even more so as a newer person in real estate, I would encourage it even more.
Mhm.
Even if you're only gonna do small amount, or you're only, let's do one flip or one rental and just kind of test the waters. I
Mhm.
still think it's probably even more valuable to you, just
Mhm.
because of how much pain and issues you'll be able to avoid by the knowledge you will gain
Mhm.
by going to these meetings and networking with people who have been there and done it, and are happy to share their knowledge with you.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. I totally see you, David, as somebody like 5 years from now having your own classes and like teaching people like, hey, you know what? I started as this 5 years ago, but now, I've kind of become pretty knowledgeable and stuff like that. I totally see that with you. So, um,
Well,
thank
that
you
means
so
I've
much.
been successful, so I'll take that. I hope so too. I hope so too.
Yeah, that's great. So, definitely, I'm going to put information up if you guys are interested. There's two different types of memberships that you guys can get. It's like a monthly membership, and then there's like the annual membership. So, two different ways to get. I'll definitely put in the comments or in the comments a link and who you can contact. Vicky Perry, she's awesome. But otherwise, thank you so much for your time. And I really think this was extremely valuable. And people just need to know what it is that we offer and what it is that we can do for people, and how, their success is in our best interest. So I really appreciate your time, David, and hopefully I will see you, I'm sure, within the next 2 weeks at some event or two.
Yeah. Yep. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, awesome. That was
You're
really,
still recording.
am I? Oh no, no, no. How do I stop this? Oh, sorry.